Hey folks, welcome back. Alright, now that I got my anniversary content all fixed, all the stuff that should be here is here. Now guys, this should have been here from the beginning of the game. So like the adventure backpacks, you know, extra carry weight, extra stamina. Bam, that would have been beautiful to have from minute one. The one that I really like is the Hunters, because that gives you a 10% attack power boost on your bows. And I've already crafted one up and it's already in my inventory. In addition, you know, there's some for lockpicking. So yeah, you might want to take a good look at some of these backpacks. Now you can craft more than one, you know, so if you want the extra stamina, and then, you know, you got another backpack for when you want the extra attack power on the bow, the hunter, you know. So you can kind of mix and match, and they only weigh a pound each, so they're not terrible if you want to keep 4 or 5 of those in your inventory. There should have been a house for sale at the steward here, and that was another thing that was kind of making me scratch my head. Okay, so there it is right there. Now, honestly, it's fun, you know. I don't use it. I bought it the first time I played the Anniversary Edition. I went out there and I checked it out. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, you know. It's out there in the country. It's not out, you know, far outside the town here. The thing I didn't like about it versus just using the Whiterun home, when I'm overloaded and overweight, the Whiterun home has everything. They've got all the vendors, you know, in addition to the crafting stuff. So I just kind of found that was my go-to anyway. Now, the exception was when I had my follower married, you know, I married Lydia. She comes with a store. So that would be the exception, you know. At that point, then I would probably buy the home, and then I would just tell Lydia to stay there or whatever, instead of following me. That way, you know, I did have some kind of a store there at the house in addition to all my crafting stuff. There is also a courier that's going to come by. So, you know, again, this should have happened, you know, earlier on in the game for me, but I was having issues and it just wasn't working. So now, anonymous letter, that's one of them. Dinner invitation, that's also an anniversary related delivery there. Same thing with that one, the Tyra Blood Fire, whatever. This one is anniversary related, but I got that note. That was from talking to the traveling merchants, and I'll get into that here in a second. That's actually the quest we're going to go do now. Alright guys, now the traveling merchants, they can be found outside of any major city, whatever. So like Whiterun, Markoth, all the big ones, Falkreath. So, you know, if you don't see them here, you might have to pass time. But sooner or later, they're going to show up out here, you know, outside the gates of Whiterun. Now, that being said, in my game, I actually found them way the heck over here. And it wasn't actually right by the gates or anything. It was actually down the road a little bit. So go to the stables there and kind of make your way down toward that left-hand mine. And right around there is where you're going to see the traveling merchants. Again, guys, either city you know, no matter which city you decide to go to, you might be in a time-passing situation. And I wouldn't pass more than a day at a time because you might miss them. You know, you might accidentally pass too much time. So I personally would recommend doing it in about 12-hour increments. Just talk to all the merchants there. One of them has a store. She's a vendor. But one of them has, like, speech training, I think, and then another one will be the quest giver for this note here. So once he gives you the note, feel free to go ahead and open it up and read it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and actually knock this quest out. We got this letter a long time ago. I was actually just over there to do a milk run. We went to that mine and just happened to see the merchant, so it was a win-win. So now this one isn't terribly far out of the way. Locate the Saints Bandit Camp. And guys, I'm real close. I'm level 35, right before I came online with y'all here. I crafted a couple of things, like I needed some more iron arrows. You know, that bumped my smithing up one. I crafted a few more potions so I could, you know, buy some gold back from ingot buying. That bumped me up in speech, so yeah, that actually put me over a level. And I am now level 35. As soon as we hit level 36, guys, I'm telling you, we're going right to Solstheim. Now, in addition to that, I've been waiting for my bow to get up to 70, and I just hit that too. So I'm going to unlock that quick shot. I really like having the ability to, you know, just whiz my arrows at a real fast rate. It's so much quicker. I almost just plugged Lydia there. So yeah, that 30% makes a real big difference. You can get more arrows out in a shorter amount of time. And that, you know, in and of itself is increasing your damage output per minute or whatever. And another thing that I'm waiting on is my light armor. as soon as I get one more level in that, so I'll try to let a few things chomp on me from time to time. I'm opening up that custom fit, and I will go from there. So yeah, guys, the backpack, it's already in my favorites. Hunter's backpack, if I want the extra attack power on the bow, I'll equip it. Or if I need the extra carry weight, I'll equip it. Now, I don't like to just keep it, because it's kind of big and bulky. Actually, I'll just go ahead and equip it to show you. You know, and I tend to look around the character a lot when I'm scanning, especially looking for loot or in combat. See, and I really don't just like to wear it arbitrarily. It'll be kind of like an item that goes off and on as needed. And there is another Giants camp coming up, and you guys know I've got some soul gems to fill up here, so I'm going to go ahead and sidestep and do this Giant camp. And I will go ahead and bump up my... I'm already wearing my archery gauntlets. Awesome.
Who's there?
I'm not quite one-hitting giants yet, but look how close we are.
Done and done.
Telling you guys, I know that was a long video for the crafting, the, you know, orcish video. But guys, it was a lot of leveling, and it was a lot of attack damage that we were able to get ourselves. So worth it, worth it, worth it.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
So you might have just heard Serana talking there. That's who we just scooped up from the Dawnguard quest. What was that? The Bloodlust Cavern or something? I can't ever remember the names of these things. Dim Hollow Crypt. I just realized my poor follower doesn't have her weapons. I was going to charge them up. Alright, now that she's all squared away, go ahead and do your loose looting here. I think there's a treasure chest also. Not to mention, you might want to look around for the flowers in the area. Alright, but we're not here for giants. We're actually here for this quest. Okay, so I have played the Anniversary Edition a little bit. This is going to be my first complete playthrough. I did kind of, you know, play a couple of rounds. You know, I didn't get super far into the game. I was really just experimenting with the newer content a little bit.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
I did a little bit of, you know, dabbling, and I just really wanted to see what some of these crafting things looked like. And guys, a lot of it just is... it's a lot of extra stuff. So, you know, I'm not going to do everything in my walkthrough, but I will try to do at least the quest-related stuff. You know, most if not all of the quest stuff. And you probably won't see me craft everything. I mean, there's a lot to this, guys. There's just a ton of different, you know, crafting specs, clothing items, weapons. In fact, where we're going right now, there's going to be a new weapon introduced. Or a set of weapons, even. So yeah, we'll get to that here in just a moment. Okay, I was just making my way over to that quest marker, and I just had an assassin attack. Now, guys, this is random. These guys can strike, you know, very first 10 minutes of your game, or it might be, you know, many, many hundreds of hours into your game. But sooner or later, you're going to get an assassin that's coming at you. And it's, you know, Dark Brotherhood stuff that's going on here. So you can read that, you know, it's just kind of telling you what's going on. But I don't normally like doing the Brotherhood quests, but of course, you know, for the purposes of the walkthrough, I will go ahead and do the entire quest line. It's just not for me normally, you know, if I'm just kind of playing my own game, my own playthrough, it's one of those I usually just kind of skip. I'm just not big, you know, a huge fan of playing the part of the assassin is all. But, you know, they are fun quests. Some of the dungeons are really cool. Some of the gameplay is pretty cool. Some of the... oh, where'd he come from? Some of the cinematics and stuff is really cool. So, you know, all in all, it is a fun quest line. Don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, once I played it, and I didn't want to play it right away either. Again, I kind of figured out I was going to be an assassin the whole time, and I just lost interest on my first playthrough. But, you know, several playthroughs later, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and give this a go, you know. It's just a video game. It's not like I'm really killing people here. And, again, I had fun with it. It just wasn't fun enough to make me want to play it every single playthrough. I'm not going to do this now, but this is a good looting spot. There's a lot of like skeletons and stuff in there for soul gems, hanging moss if I remember correctly. Not only that, I am out of soul gems, and I would want to go through there and collect all that. There are a lot of skeletons in there. So, yeah, I'll definitely be coming back to that cave. For right now, let's just kind of stay on track, stay focused, and get her done. So somebody asked in comments recently, and I appreciate the questions, guys. Please keep them coming. I love chatting about this stuff. Actually, I think this one was Cody Golden Boy. About, you know, why I alphabetize the way I do. BZ, you know, why not just B kind of thing. And honestly, the reason is because I like quick access in combat. I don't like going through the menus. And in addition, I tend to put a lot in, you know, favorites, so then that becomes nuisancey, and you're basically going through another menu. So I just kind of figured out this system. Okay, what of the stuff that I cannot change the names of do I use the most? And that was very easily the C. Anything C, I'm using it constantly. Circlets of this and that and the other. Candlelight. Conjure this, conjure that. Courage. So I just kind of had that bright idea. Oh my god, I could put the bows there. You know, just put C first, and then they'll be on top. And then I'm good. And then, you know, it still was nuisancey with the armor pieces, and that's where the BZ kind of came in. So that it would all stack alphabetically. And this way, everything I have is within a page or two. Super, super quick, super, super easy. You know, you can do it however you want. I was just kind of going through my process there. That way, if you guys wanted to, you know, if there's other stuff that you guys do go to that do not belong to C, you could do something similar with the way you alphabetize your weapons and your armor. Alright, folks, here we go. I'm going to wait until they aggro, because I want to show you the power of Serana. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to not even engage this battle right now. Come on, guys. Get busy. Maybe I got to plug one with an arrow? Okay. So, Serana, guys, we just picked her up. Now, unfortunately, there's nothing around here that's dead that she can resurrect, but normally she would be resurrecting, you know, something. And that would also be coming to our aid to fight. Now, maybe once one of these bandits dies, you know, she'll do that. Okay, I might have to go ahead and get myself engaged here, unfortunately. You can already see the big difference in how quickly I can loose arrows. Yeah, there she goes. Very powerful warrior she is. I don't know why he's still alive. He's acting like combat's over and it's not. Oh! My followers aggroed on Serana. Now if that happens, guys, if your follower and Serana start getting into a fist fight with each other and you have a weapon out, go ahead and sheathe your weapon. Sometimes it'll make one or both of them knock it off, and then the other one will follow suit. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes, you know, one will take a knee. It's usually the other follower, because against Serana is pretty powerful. Unless you've really got your follower armed up to the teeth. But, you know, one way or another, if one takes a knee, you can usually just kind of run away, or even fast travel. Sometimes that'll do it. Okay, guys, there's some more stuff here. I mentioned, you know, more weapons, more armor. Now, I don't personally use any of this stuff. This stuff counts as heavy armor, and I'm just not a heavy armor kind of person. But, you know, it is cool, it is fun, so you might want to experiment and play with that a little bit. The golden bow, guys, look at that damage. Now, that's base damage, and of course, you know, I'm wearing archery stuff, so it's probably not that beefy. You know, it's probably a pretty weak bow, actually. But that is upgradable, just like some of the other weaponry in the game. Now, since I've got my orcish smithing unlocked, you know, I'm not going to be able to beat that with golden stuff, so I'm not going to try. I'm just kind of pointing that out for early gamers. That might be a decent bow you might want to take hold of and go ahead and get it upgraded. Go ahead and grab that key there. Now, I don't like these nymphs, so I'm going to drop a hard save here and hopefully not to, you know, insist on going to one of my houses. Okay, so always read the stuff that you pick up on these extra quests. There's going to be notes, books, etc., and they're going to progress questline a little bit. Okay, again, read everything. Okay, that completed, investigate the Saints camp. And there's going to be several camps, by the way. I probably should have said that in the beginning of the game. And I do take these journals. You never know, somebody might ask for one down the road, and I just always hold on to them. That way, if, there's some kind of a need down the road, I know I can go back to my house, look in a chest, and it'll be there. Okay, so I checked the bandit leader. He was the most important one, but I'm trying to find the other dead bodies because they all usually have loot on them. Oh yeah, so cooking ingredients too, guys. That's another reason to make sure you're checking all your bodies. Oh, don't forget your note here. Yeah, I'm going to drop that hard save just in case, like I said, if this thing activates to the point where it's going to go to one of my houses, I do not want it there. It's a nuisance, it's always in the way, it's always standing in the middle of doorways, and I haven't figured out how to get rid of them yet. So, whoever created this mod, it's awesome, thank you. It's just, man, there's got to be a way to get rid of these things. Alright, so, completed. Free the thing, whatever. I really hesitate to demonstrate it. Okay, so notice I just got teleport pet added. So now it's a follower. Notice how it doesn't affect Strana and it doesn't affect your normal follower. I think it counts as a pet follower. And I've never tried using it against another pet follower. So in other words, like if I tell it to stay here, will it just stay here and leave me alone forever? Or will this, cause a problem down the road if I want a dog or something? Or a wolf, Will it tell me I already have a pet follower? See, that's the part I don't know. So guys, me personally, I've already played with this thing. I just don't care for it very much. The only real good thing about it is it's got inventory. So, if you're overweight, you can dump a bunch of crap into its inventory, and kind of use it as a pack mule. But again, you can do that with pet followers too. So, again, just me personally, these things are not for me. Not only that, honestly, it's kind of creepy. And it gives me the willies. I don't like spiders, and I don't like 6- and 8-legged stuffs. Okay, so I don't know why teleport pet is under alteration. I thought that was conjuration. It took me a second to find it there. So I will demonstrate that just real quick, and maybe this is a way you can, kind of find a happy medium. So, if you're in your house or whatever, and it's standing in the freaking doorway and you just can't get through, maybe you could just walk away from said doorway, activate that cast, and that would actually do the job. So that would be a workaround. As far as that goes. So you know what, maybe I will just go ahead and hold on to it. I'll tell it to go home or something, or maybe I'll just let it tag along for a minute, just for demonstration purposes, and then I'll tell it to go home. And if it becomes nuisancey, in other ways, I'll just reload this save. Hey folks, so right before I cut video there, I had the thought I needed to run around and get a bunch of soul gems. I also leveled, so I needed to do my training for the previous level and this level, so now I got my conjuration up a little higher. And it dawned on me, I didn't even think to talk about these things. So they do have a dialogue option. I need some help in battle. Both of them have it. And that gives you some kind of a superpower. It's temporary, but, it's something. So the other thing about these guys is the harvesting venom. So you can do that with both. And that you can redo that periodically. I think it's 24 hours or something like that, but periodically you can kind of keep reharvesting those. So guys, getting back to, the effects. Now one of them gave me two-handed, which I don't use. And the other one gave me rally, which, I don't really necessarily care for. So all in all, the only reason I would even really carry these things or have these things following me around is for the carry ability, that's kind of nice to have, I'm not going to lie. But really beyond that, I just don't find much use for them. So again, I kind of wanted to spit that out before I concluded the video. Alright, so we've cleared all that part of our quest. Moving right along with questline here, there's another location at this point. And this one, the closest thing I've got is the mill. Now if you don't have these things unlocked on your map, you can always, hire a carriage, go to Windhelm Stables, and find it that way. Okay, I have firewood to sell, so go ahead and sell her that. Now this increases your standing in this region for making Thane. That's why I always say, you know, keep stuff like that in your inventory at all times. That way if you come across,
Until next time.
you know, an NPC that wants something like that, you can increase your standing.
Sorry, look, if you're heading toward his... Thanks.
Okay, so yeah, this is one of the mills you can buy wood for when we, you know, start doing the house building. Now that option wasn't there for me to buy wood yet, and that's because I haven't actually opened up any quests, you know, to go find a home building site. All right, but we're not here for that. We are here for this. Oh, there's already a troll, so Serana might even resurrect that.
Never should have come here.
If she ever gets over here. Wow, they are all on me, aren't they? I might actually die here. Now's a good opportunity to showcase one of these. I've been talking about him, and normally I don't like to use them. I'd prefer to sell them. But, you know, it gives you extra health and, you know, does stamina regen. So, not a bad... You know, I crafted even stronger there, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and drink that one. But wow, look at the money, guys. 3,000, 1582. That's why it's so hard for me to drink these. Yeah, between the stamina regeneration and the increased health, you know, it's really not a bad deal. Top off your health, you know, beyond that. I was really hoping Serana would get in here and resurrect something. I really want to showcase her abilities. Maybe these just aren't quite the right fights for that. Normally she'll resurrect, you know, dead, Droger, stuff like that. So maybe these are just leveled a little bit too high for her to resurrect. That could be. Oops. Wow. So yeah, that'll happen from time to time. The game gets kind of confused, and if you know you can't fire your bow, so if that ever happens, you have to unequip it completely, and that should fix the problem. It's like the game wants to do that slow motion, cool, you know, watching the arrow shoot thing, and then somehow it gets a hiccup and it just can't quite do it. Okay, so now here, you know, here we go again, guys, with some more armor. Now this is light armor. And honestly, it's not half bad. But just know you can get full sets here. Okay, once again, make sure you're reading everything. All notes, all journals. Attack damage 17, you know. Ours is 8, so it's significantly more. It's double. But, you know, in this game, the attack power really doesn't come from the arrows. It really comes from the bow. So, you know, when you're already wielding a bow that's pushing 857 or something... You know, that extra 8 or 9 points of damage from the arrow really just doesn't affect much. Okay, so we just got another one here. And that was in that knapsack right underneath the tent there. Okay, so we just got another teleport spell there. And again, that should be an alteration with the other one. And all these nymphs have their own, you know, stuff going on. I'll try to demonstrate some of this. Hopefully none of these bug out on me. No pun intended. Alright folks, so I'm wearing the Forsworn set right now. My armor rating is at 140. So just to kind of demonstrate here what we've got, and this is light armor too, so if I was going to pick anything, I would wear this over the other, because, you know, I don't do the heavy armor. And notice it drops down to 97, but this hasn't been improved yet. So, you know, that being said, it's probably comparable to what I'm wearing. It's probably even a little bit better once it's improved, because, you know, that Forsworn armor has already been improved. So, you know, I might warp away real quick just to demonstrate that. But yeah, that's what it looks like. So, you know, it's actually pretty cool looking. It's sleek, it's slender, I can see around my character just fine. It's not like big and fluffy or anything like that. So, you know, this is one that I would use It's just, you know, like I said, I've already got what I need. There's no point, you know, spending materials and whatnot for it. But it is pretty doggone bad-arsed. It's, you know, that helmet and the flare on the shoulder pads, they really give it a little bit of pizzazz there. Funny, I came back over to the other campsite just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and it's party time. I need to put my other armor back. Uh-oh. This is going to get real interesting real quick. I need to get my other armor back on, and he landed right on top of me. Blood dragon, baby. You are going down. Very quickly, I might add. Thanks to the power of our new bow. Of course I'm overweight. Without fail, every dragon kill.
Still. There's a fair chance. He's the steward, the Dragon's Reach.
Okay, so I got helmet, gauntlet, boot, and armor. It's probably somewhere between what I'm wearing now and where the elven armor would be. Alright guys, we got those upgraded, so here we are. We've got our 140 armor rating now, and that's with the Forsworn set. When I equip the Dark set, we're up to 163. So it's not night and day difference, but it is beefier in armor rating. You know, that 23 extra points. It's noticeable. And it's not night and day, but it's noticeable. So, you know, that being said, I could go, you know, enchant that up, you know, put archery and stuff on it if I really wanted to. In fact, I might even do that. You know, I need to start thinking about doing more anniversary content throughout the walkthrough, you know, because we are doing that version. So, folks, on that note, if you don't have the anniversary edition, that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the videos very carefully so that I'm not necessarily leaving you out of the normal Skyrim stuff. So, you know, if I'm doing a questline that is specifically a mod, you know, as part of this anniversary edition, I will do just that questline. I will not deviate. I won't do any other stuff. And that's ultimately why I decided not to do that other cave earlier on. Not only did I not have the soul gems, but I just kind of had that quick argument with myself. Wait a minute, this really isn't anniversary stuff. This is more normal Skyrim. And I don't want people to feel left out. So folks, that being said, you know, if there's an anniversary video, I'll make sure, you know, I state that in the beginning of the video. Feel free to skip those, and you can continue on the walkthrough like normal. I haven't actually disenchanted anything Fortify Light Armor yet, so this really is my only choice right now if I want to do something like that. Alright guys, after that little sidetrack, I'm just going to go ahead and get myself going here again. Just follow the quest marker there, and it's going to take you a little bit further up the path. And over to another camp. Let's see if I can get some sneak striking in. Just to show you on the map where I'm at here. He did not die in one hit. I was actually lucky I hit the bandit and not my follower on that one. Probably a risk I shouldn't have taken there. Okay, same rule applies, always read the journals. Go ahead and read that note. Alright folks, so just to kind of show you what's going on here in these quests. So it started with balance of power, and you know, we found notes and journals along the way, and that opened up these other two. And this one's kind of funny. It says read the carriage driver's note. We already did that, and it's just not clearing, and that's okay. It'll do that later. Okay, now it's real deceiving in the bowl here. There's a danger heart in there. Make sure you grab that too. And last but not least, an ore node. Alright folks, this one is really out of the way, so you've got to kind of get a carriage, go over to this stable, and it's a hike. There's going to be a road here, and it'll kind of go past that mine, another cave. That's kind of how you're going to know you're on the right path. And folks, if you haven't been over here yet, you might as well sidestep just a little bit. Hit that lever stone. It gives you 15 extra % leveling in all skills. Can't beat it. Okay, here's that cave that I just warped to, so just continue on down the path from that point. And guys, lots and lots of blue mountain flowers, hanging moss. Get the time to get all that good stuff for alchemy cooking. That'll bump up your alchemy skill. Not only that, it'll really boost your selling power when you go to sell those potions. Okay, I'm coming to a fork in the road. I thought I should probably cut back in here. I was just simply following that path, doing my looting, and I came to this little junction. So our point of interest is right up top side here. Okay, now as soon as you get, you know, just south of that point, might want to go ahead and get yourself combat ready. Oh, so much for the element of surprise. And that dude is armored. That happened again, that weird, where the game kind of took over. I had to push my map button, actually, my character button, to get out of it that time. Okay, go ahead and once and for all, read that journal. That's pretty much it for the quest, guys. Now we just need to go find the quest giver, and folks, that is like half the challenge right there, getting to that freaking quest giver. You saw there was a black soul gem in there. Booyah. Okay, so as I was saying, like this is the hard part. Trying to get back to these traveling merchants. And guys, there's multiple quests where you actually have to go find these guys. And honestly, they're not real far away from me, so I am not going to fast travel. A lot of times when you fast travel, you know, even though you're kind of close to your fast traveling point, all of a sudden they won't be there anymore. They're going to be like, way the freak over here, you know, other side of the map. It's completely crazy. So then what do? You fast travel over here, and then once again they like shift to another part of the map, and it just turns into this cat and mouse game. So folks, the best advice I can give you is warp until you're relatively close, and then you're just going to have to hot-foot it. So again, you know, I'm not terribly far. I actually kind of got lucky. I've had games where I've had to run on my own 2 feet, and it seemed like a good part of an hour I was chasing those guys down. I ran about halfway across the map at one point. Good times, good times. Oh, on that note, if you notice that the marker continuously moves, see, right now they're staying in one spot, and that's good. But sometimes every time you open the map, it seems like they're somewhere else. If that's the case, and you do really need to fast travel, just kind of get a good general, you know, idea of the direction they're going, and then find a place like way over there somewhere to do your fast traveling at. And then by, you know, some luck, sometimes you'll either be right next to them, or they'll still be kind of heading toward you, and then you can be heading toward them, and it just kind of shortens the amount of time until you guys meet in the middle.
Important deliveries to make. No time for chatting.
Okay, guys, so again, they're still kind of like right where they should be. They might have moved a little bit, but I'll be able to catch them here, no problem.
Now you're mine.
Okay, so now this is going to happen. Since we've kind of been doing this quest line now, these can actually be random spawn-ins. Oh, she smarts. That is not my adrenaline rush, apparently. That's okay, I don't need it. Okay, notice that that note kind of explains the reason they attacked you. And similarly, now the other side's after us. And there it is. Good times, good times. Notice the map updated, though. I really wish there was like a speed meal. You know, like in Breath of the Wild, where you could eat a potion or a meal and you'd travel faster on your feet. Like you'd run faster, sprint faster. Or there were clothes for that. Modders? I don't know, is there anything like that already out there? Probably. You know, speaking of the modding community, it's funny, I was talking to a friend of mine who knows video games pretty well. Actually recently, just this past weekend. I was like, man, you know, I play Skyrim, you know, and it feels like I'm Samus Aran. You know, I get the blonde-haired character. The only thing missing is the power suit. I was like, I'm gonna put a video out and request the modders make Samus Aran's power suit. So that I can really feel like I'm playing Metroid Prime 4. And he said, oh, they already have that. And sure enough, I could not believe it. There it was, but it's not available for the Xbox, unfortunately. It's only like a PC mod. So that was super frustrating. Actually, I think it's on Steam, too. But yeah, so no power armor for me. Actually, one day I might just go ahead and buy the game for PC so I can get that mod specifically, because I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime 4 still won't be out by then. And then I might give Skyrim just a playthrough, you know, on my own, just for fun, wearing that power armor. That would be freaking amazing. Alright, so we've got our caravan. And that's the one with the quest marker. Go ahead and let him know you've taken care of everything.
And now, please.
And you complete your quest. So folks, since we're, you know, this is going to be a really, really big ordeal, so I'm going to have to break the videos up here a little bit. So these other ones that triggered, that'll be, you know, separate videos. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and call this one good. Folks, I genuinely hope that helped you guys out. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and comment. It's always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting.